Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kenos, and we are here for the third game of the night. It's getting late, but I hope you're strapped in for 9 lives versus Phoenix. I'm here with Infinite. How you doing, Infinite?
Pretty good, pretty good. Exciting first two sets as always, and pretty hyped for this last and final set as well.
Yeah, interesting to see if we're going to have another 2-0 or if there is going to be a 1-1 here and really shake up the point distribution. Just before we head into Champ Select, which of these teams are you most looking forward to seeing?
Um, I don't know, I'm kind of even on them actually. I think Nine Lives has a cool little thing where they're really trying to make their bot lane shine and carry them through. But Phoenix is they're the team that rise from the ashes. So
I was hoping we'd get through one split without that reference, but here we are.
oh, if they'd stop doing it.
Well, we do have the Alistar ban right away, Relexis being very dominant with that in Week 1. Week 1, they also OD'd on my advice and went too many tank. You never want to go too many tank, guys.
It's rare that we have that problem in the LCUS. Too many tanks. Like, I don't think we've ever heard that before.
Well, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing, and they had that last week. So we will see if they've learned from their mistakes or not. But I mean, these are very targeted bans from Phoenix. They're taking the Ezreal off the board, they're taking the Alistar off the board, and Seraphine. So
I am noticing that they did not take Nasus off the board, and we saw last week how much that did for the side of Phoenix. I'm wondering if they're gonna pick that up early.
I'm wondering if we're going to get another Morgana, because Morgana's coming back with a vengeance, it seems.
I feel like maybe. I hope not though. I know that she kind of has this tendency in the LCUS to become something that's just like a perma pick.
Mm-hmm. Well, Senna may suggest otherwise. I don't think Relexis plays Morgana, so maybe we'll get out of a game. But we'll see what happens. Udyr once again making a just ongoing appearance today.
Makes sense. He's a very, very strong jungle pick right now, and his kit design is pretty straightforward and easy to play. So,
Oh look, Jax, who sometimes is an assassin. Interesting. What will be the other picks here? Jungle, of course, being locked in already. Senna can be somewhat flexible, so we'll see where she ends up going. I'm assuming support, but who knows. Looks like we got a Kaisa for Wally. Will they grab the Relexis in that bot lane, or will they try to lock down a different role?
not really sure, but I am seeing that for the side of Nine Lives, they're picking up some of the stronger champs in the ELO right now, right out of the gate. So that's kind of scary. Followed up by another one.
Yeah, that Ornn being we complain about Morgana and now Udyr a lot, but I mean, Ornn is just like showing up.
True.
He's a nice, solid go-to pick. Everyone says that he's got everything in his kit, and sometimes it feels like he does. And there's the Nasus, alright.
Yep, I kind of saw that coming. I mean, he did great on it last week. If they're gonna leave it up, sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I love to see the Nasus, so excited to see if this game's going to end up going late. We do have an Anivia ban, so they're focusing on that mid lane a little bit. See what ban priority they're going to put here with the 9 lives lineup, also mid lane.
All 4 bans go to mid lane.
More than likely. I mean, it's possible that they know one of Relexis's support picks and they'll ban that out. But yeah, so they take the Leona off the board as well. This last ban I think would go mid lane. Unless there's an ADC in particular and they don't think Senna's going into the ADC slot. Which I've never been a huge fan of.
Right.
Yep. Okay, so they got Caitlyn off. Okay.
Caitlyn kind of surprises me because, I mean, we already saw tonight Caitlyn beat Kaisa, but as far as my personal experience goes, I don't usually have trouble with Caitlyn.
Alright, so we got the Lux picked up. Still a bit of ambiguity into this lineup from Phoenix. Obviously, we basically know where the Nassus and Jax are going, but everything else is a little nebulous.
Yeah.
Victor, who was banned earlier in a previous game. And so the last pick is probably support. Probably someone a little durable, given everything Relexus keeps shouting at me.
Surprise, it's orange support.
Sure, why not? Ace saying, wait, where's the Morgana? Asking the real questions. Oh, another Rel. Cool. And if that Orianna gets locked in, there will be no Morgana breaking the combo.
Which I am all for. Let's mix it up a little bit.
It's all on you, Pointy Ball. Hit that lock button. Well, tell Amaya to hit the lock button. Alright, no Morgana. Alright, so these are very exciting teams for both sides, I'd say.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from the side of Nine Lives, I think a little bit more. Seems they actually kind of learned from their mistake. They still have a lot of tank with Rel. She's pretty much unkillable for like half the game. Ornn also being extremely tanky, but they've provided a lot more damage through Victor and Udyr, and a lot more CC through their picks this time around, so...
Yeah, the CC is going to be a big one. Udyr with his go-ahead just, hey, I'm going to stun someone every 3 seconds or less. Can be very damaging, especially if that person then gets trapped inside something like the Victor slow zone, among other things. On the other side, Nasus does lead to a bit of weakness on this Phoenix team, because he needs time to ramp up. Obviously, we saw what happened once the Nasus got going last week. But, you know, we'll see if that becomes a liability or not. Jax also can really just kind of get shut down and be a non-factor, especially in shorter games. So I think Nine Lives wants to end this quickly. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, anyone who infinitely stacks becomes a problem regardless of what you do. And we see that pretty often. You may win a lane against someone like Nasus, but as soon as you get your lead and you start roaming and Nasus is left to free farm up top, okay, well, now he's back in the game. So that is always a factor that you have to deal with. And they have two of those because Senna's the same way. After a certain point, she is just going to stack to a crazy amount of damage and whatnot. But the one thing I do think that Phoenix has going for them is they have a pretty good disengaged comp until they can get to that point. It's hard to chase down a team with Senna, Lux, and Orianna on it. Like, I don't think you want to chase down that team even with an Udyr. So
yeah, Nasus can also delay any sort of chasing an Udyr might be doing with his Wither. So
yeah, true.
That could help as well. And if a Kaisa does something like rush in aggressively, this team can lock her down and prevent her from getting out. So that's also something they'll have to be aware of. They'll have to be careful on how much they want to dive in if they're prepared for that, because this, as you were saying, this team can kind of both disengage rather aggressively and trap anyone who tries to engage on them without backup.
True. And Kaisa's, she's really strong. She's really good right now, but yeah, it's really one of those things on General Wally's part where like positioning is so important with his current team. And if he plays too aggressive or, ults to a backline to try to clean up someone, that could be suicide against a team like what Phoenix has right now. Like, they'll just keep you CC'd for 48 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Wally is very good with positioning, so I think if anyone's going to have the ideal positioning in this situation, it will be him.
I agree.
But, all right, so we've kind of covered the pros and cons of both teams. 15 seconds left. Who's going to win?
I put mine on 9 lives. I think that they will play aggressive and smart early and not let the Phoenix team get too late.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that, but I mean that is all dependent. I think if it like gets to a 35-minute one, I think that Phoenix is going to win that. But we will see heading into the skin analysis. Let's see how quick the load time is here, if we'll even get a chance to look at it. I like how Nasus and Jax are kind of thematic.
Yeah. High Noon Senate also kind of fits that, like, kind of, a little bit.
I'll give it to Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I like Phoenix's more. I'm not really a huge fan of a lot of the, like, I don't know why, I just don't like Arcade Kaisa. A lot of people really love it. I just don't think it's one of her better ones. And I think Psyops, I think a lot of the Psyops skins that just came out, all of them look kind of weird to me, and I don't really know why.
Yeah, the Victor skin, this was the same Victor skin we had last week, and I thought some of his animations were a little odd.
Yeah.
I don't mind the design,
And then
though, from a visual standpoint.
you've got good synergy on the Phoenix team for some of their skins, plus they cheated and took Elementalist Lux, and Dark Star Oriana always looks really, really good, too.
No orange skin. Hate to see it. I mean, Thunderlord Ornn is sitting right there. So thematically awesome. In my
True. I like that new orange skin a lot, though, actually. Whenever he actually uses his ult, it's very pleasing to watch.
I actually got...
Also, whoever's in...
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, just whoever's in charge of scheduling games, or that the Peach family doesn't leave after that set of games. Because I'm assuming that's why a lot of our viewer count just dropped.
Who knows? It is pretty late also, you know.
True.
I mean, it's 9:30 here. It's, you know, for some of these players who are in Florida right now, it's, you know, 10:30 and they're going to be going 2 games. They're going to bed
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I mean, but that's no different than me. I have to be up at 10. It's 10:30 right now. No
I'm just saying,
excuse.
there are multiple factors. I know at least some of the Peach gang stayed around because see a couple of them reacting to the start of this cast. Yes, Nickel, some people have these things called lives. I've heard that they're
I
significant.
don't know any of those people.
I've heard that it's something that people enjoy having. I wouldn't know, but... Yeah, see, there's Robbie. Robbie's here.
Okay, alright. Okay.
I'm noticing there isn't too much early game aggression happening in these first sets of games. Maybe in the 6th game we'll have a nice big level 1 brawl.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, we haven't had like a good, true like 5-man invade yet, have we?
It's hard to remember if I'm thinking of gym class feeders or not, but I'm pretty sure you're right.
I think we almost had one, and then they got spotted last week. I think that happened.
Yeah, we're getting some Peach emotes in chat now. Thanks, guys, for sticking around.
Oh, okay.
So we got to keep an eye on all of the stacks. We also have to close the damn chat window. There we go. So we got 9 and 3 so far for our stacky friends. Can I just say I really dislike that Victor doesn't purchase his upgrades anymore?
It was a pretty huge buff to him originally. Like when they first did that, they did not scale him back enough, and he kind of just dominated for a week or so.
I always thought buying his upgrades is very thematic. Obviously, you know, it limited him to 5 items instead of 6, but... Oh, here comes an early gank here. There's going to be a big stun. I don't think Libre is going to get away. Oh.
Good effort on him to try and at least get some damage down, but back to what we were saying, I think it could have been cool if they had done something to where instead of it taking an item, ooh, Eternal in the top lane, taking a lot of damage actually. Anyway, if they had done something where like whenever he goes back to shop, he still has to purchase them, they just don't take a spot.
They could have made it a passive or something, yeah. Oh. Big stun coming on here, hits 2 members, Idol and Relexis. Big root there. Idol does manage to get a good flash though, and now the turnaround on Alonz. Alonz goes down. They do manage to pick up Relexis though. Wally going after Pointy Ball. Idol Lights in tow. Good laser there. Oh, we're missing a kill up in the top lane. We do see the Udyr going down. And I think that'll be it. Lots of action here. 6 kills by minute 4.
Really good play all around. Phoenix kind of let Wally walk into the middle of that fight and didn't target him for the longest time. So if this had been a later point in the game and Wally had items, that could have ended up really bad for Phoenix.
Speaking of bad for Phoenix, it's going to be even harder for this Nasus to farm up now that he's down a kill. Does have 51 on his stacks already though. Senna on 14. Yeah, very exciting to see this Rel in action. Haven't seen too much of her. I know she was played once last week. But I'm a big fan of the idea of having, like, cavalry champions. So...
I actually don't know if it matters too much that Eternal falls behind on kills and all that in the top lane, as long as he's still managing his stacks pretty effectively.
Great use of that ward, seeing the Udyr coming in, preventing the attack, but here we go, Relexis actually manages to deal some damage to this Jack. Are they going to get Jacks again? No, Idol Lights is just picked off. So yeah, this Udyr is quickly falling behind just because he keeps getting picked off, and that's unfortunate. You don't want an Udyr to kind of lose their grip.
Yeah, it seems like he's trying to run past people to get to the you know, the other members of Phoenix's team, and then he's just taking a ton of damage, and there's no one else even really around when he starts that process.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We did see last week that 9 Lives was very good at their team coordination. We saw Relexis just constantly in every lane, and a little bit early going from Idle Lights here is kind of throwing off the mojo a little bit. Got Alonz here up in the top lane. Not sure if he's going to come in and help. There is a ward there that would spot that. Alright. Check out some stacks. 84 now. 20.
Spirit of Odin pointing out that the Ornn needs to just freeze the wave and then sit in front of it so that Nasus can't stack.
Yeah, absolutely. Any sort of defensive play, or, you know, positionally aggressive but playing intelligent play is what you need against someone who's trying to get stacks like Nasus. Nasus is almost a full level behind as well. 51 to 36 on that CS, 800 gold deficit, 600 gold deficit. Speaking of deficit, let's check out the jungle levels here. Okay, so Idle's only about 75% of the level down. Stutter stepping on Rel looks hilarious, just with javelin, or not javelin, lance flipping back and forth like that. So silly. So yeah, after an explosive beginning, we haven't had too much in the way of action outside of that dragon. Everyone catching their breath a little bit, figuring out their positioning, figuring out where they want the game to go. We were talking about earlier, it's in Phoenix's best interest to play slower, because they want the game to go longer. So every second that passes is another benefit. Got an attack clear down in the bot lane. So squishy, Lux goes down immediately.
Yep, I was about to say Phoenix has done a good job of playing pretty safe and still managing to like not give up many things. And then Lux steps forward.
Yeah, it's rough, especially when you're running these sorts of... Oh, missed that. Sorry about that, folks. Expecting Udyr to come in for a gank, and instead Pointy Ball just runs Victor through. Do have Alon Z securing Herald here. Oh, does save the stack even for his good buddy Nasus, who's Nasus at 156.
Nice. That's always extremely pleasing as someone who's trying to build stacks. You have a jungler that's willing to do things like that.
Yeah, very nice of the of your jungler to think of something like that. There is no ward here, so Wraith does not see Alon Z lurking. We do have all the stacking CC. Comes forward. There wasn't any sort of way to stop Warren from getting out of there, though. Wither was on cooldown, unfortunately. Oh, bot lane Havoc. Alpha once again being heavily targeted, will barely get away. Just throwing a nice little slow there. Big laser! Oh, the chain! I'm liking a lot of the sidestepping awareness here that we're seeing come out of 9 Lives. They're avoiding a lot of the traps very well and just barely escaping there. You know, Orianna, Pointy Ball, if you were playing Karthus, you could get 2 kills. Obviously you just got 1 kill, but...
That's a good kill though, right there.
Yep. And
Eternal might be in trouble. Does pop ult.
Yep, ult saved Eternal. I'll never forget something that some random was screaming at me in a casual game one time, which was, if you're using Nasus' ult defensively, you're doing it wrong. Whether they were right or not, I don't know, but I remember that person just screaming that at me in all chat. Good times.
I guess they're not necessarily wrong, but sometimes you just don't have a choice. It's either that or else you give up a kill.
For sure.
Like,
big hit there on that turret. A lot of plates. We do have another attack coming in here. Relexus going right in. Does not really have the ADC to back him up, though, so they're not really able to get anything done there beyond chasing back the bot lane.
yeah, but they also didn't lose anything. I mean, Relexus took like no damage from that. It's the benefit of Rel.
Nasus 177, Senna 34. Alon Z once again down here. Don't know if he's going to get anything, though. Oh, there is a go in here, so now Alon Z can come back around, and Maya-chan is probably going to go down. Big shield, though, is going to help out. They take out Wally. Can they get Relexus? Relexus is rooted. Relexus is trying to get down any damage that he can, but just doesn't really do much of anything.
And that is huge. Being able to take down both bot lane for 9 lives right now.
Oh, and once again, we miss a kill in the middle. Pointy Ball's just blowing up. Poor Libre.
Yeah, this Phoenix team came to play today.
So yeah, this mid lane is rough. Very rough. And I'm not sure what the answer is. Udyr always seems to be showing up a little too late. Maybe Libre is getting excited and oversteps.
Well, it's not the most desirable answer, but the answer now is that Victor gets to play farther behind that line of scrimmage. I guess line of scrimmage is a good term for it. That line that cuts the map in half. Now that he doesn't have a tower, he has to push up towards, so he gets to play safer and punish. The 9 Lives team can punish Orianna if she pushes up too far. Being at 13 minutes, I don't think they're going to stop the laning phase.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the next step is, but clearly Victor needs some help here. He does seem to have rotated down to bot lane, while Amaya is now helping out Pointy Ball in mid. And now Lux gets the solo lane she's always wanted. Nasus continues to get bullied, but such is life. And Idol is continuing his farming path. He appears to have caught up in terms of experience. We got, let's see, 66%. Yeah, he's about a third of a level off. That's not terrible. A lot of action here in this mid lane. Looks like Libre's in a little bit of trouble again. There was a ward there, so he is running. Good job with that denial. LNZ backs off.
Yeah, I don't really know why they decided to have Libre go bot side.
Well, I mean, it seems to have worked. Pointy Ball isn't chasing him to bully him some more.
I guess the thought is that if he's farther away from mid lane, he won't have to deal with as many ganks and things like that, so he can play safer and it be okay.
Do we know Nasus stacks? Sure we do. They're 255. And if anyone cares about Senna stacks, they are 40. Nasus, just a big old fight endlessly here. Eternal and Wraith going at it. 36 seconds until the next dragon. We got everyone going back at the same time on 9 lives, so there may be a big 5-man effort here. Libre actually is now trapped 3-on-1. Pointy Ball is coming to punish him. We have a teleport. Wraith is here to help, forcing them back.
I like the idea that that Phoenix had here. Try to get a kill bot lane to give them the numbers advantage before the drag fight. It does force the teleport out from Ornn immediately, so you know where that is.
I think that 9 Lives have a chance for a good positional advantage here. Wally taken incredibly low right off the bat. That is painful. But the fact that Jax is handling this Herald, while they don't know that's happening, they could have started Dragon by now.
True.
Alright, let's see what happens.
I still think that Phoenix had to give it up, though.
That's quite the interesting position on that Herald. They do manage to grab the dragon, losing the turret in exchange, but first dragon. 3.4-ish difference in gold. Lexus.
Not sure why they didn't save that Herald and just take it straight to the second tower. But
Yeah, I don't know. The I think LNZ did not want to stick around. I think he wanted to head into mid lane, and so he dropped off his buddy and left. But obviously, especially when Nasus is trying to still farm up stacks, he's not gonna be one to quickly shove the lane.
Yeah, not only that, but if they really wanted tower, I'm pretty positive Nasus was gonna get it there without the
Oh yeah. Yeah,
the Herald
no
charge.
question.
So
Once again, Libre in a little bit of trouble. Does manage to land the flash there. A lot of damage on him. Maya actually, and Libre turns it around. Wally also taken very low here. Wally is having a very rough game here. Almost gets taken out by Pointy Ball. So close. Wally trying to bait as much as possible while Relexus and Idol close in. Good flash here. Good stun there. This should be a dead Pointy Ball, but you gotta be real careful here that doesn't turn around on Wally at the last second. Wally rushes in. Gets that shutdown gold.
that was a good way to turn that fight around. But you are right. Wally has been caught a lot so far in this game. They haven't had the damage to kill him the majority of the times, but it's been close every time.
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredibly close. He's been basically shut out of fights for fear of getting picked off. It's nice to see that Libre is starting to come a little bit more online now as well, having that rough early game. Going into the bot lane helped him out quite a lot. He's nowhere near the gold that Oriana received picking on him, but he definitely has the damage output now to be a factor again. So we'll see what 9 Lives' next steps are. Less than 2k gold differential now. Dragon up in 2.5 minutes, so there's a little bit of time. What are Senna's stacks at? The crowd wants to know. Senna is at 51 stacks. We're going to go back to Nasa's because his stacks are bigger numbers and thus have more matter. Ooh, Pointy Ball has returned to the bot lane here to pick on his arch nemesis, and 2 spells and Libre is almost dead already. So once again, poor Libre has to go back. Poor bullied Libre. Speaking of bullied, Wraith is in a little bit of trouble. Does flash to avoid the stun. Slow smite. I'm guessing the Wither is about to be... Oh, nope, manages to get far enough away. Bot lane turret
he's still
dies.
gonna be able to walk.
Bot lane turret dies in the meantime.
Not sure why Eternal used ult there.
Looks like there might be some discussion about whether or not they want to head down there and pick on Pointy Ball.
Ooh, Victor. I don't know if you win this one yet, bud.
Oh,
gonna
the
be
stun
close.
field manages to save him. Yeah, he's not winning that anytime soon.
He may have made it to where Kaisa can get there though and clean it up. Yep.
Good dash in. Gonna get bullied by these minions though, so we can't go home. NASA stacks continue, 435. Senna 60. So Senna stacks are slowly climbing as well. Dragon up in 30 seconds. There really isn't that much vision around it though. We've got 2 control wards, so neither team is either in a great position for it or jockeying for said position. 17 seconds. We do have the Senna here.
Yeah. We also have teleport up from both people on the side of Phoenix, whereas 9 Lives Victor does not have teleport up yet.
All the wards are gone now for 9 Lives, so they are in the dark. What is going to happen here for 9 Lives? It's a rough position. They are going to be going at it 4v5 because the Nasus is top. Here comes the ultimate. Misses everything. That's a rough start. Maya dealing a lot of damage. Oh, the pickoff on Libre. He's going to go down right away. Big ults there as well. Wally takes out Jax. Alpha is going to go down to Wally as well. Idol versus Pointy Ball. Pointy is not able to handle it either, and suddenly there's a big turnaround here for 9 Lives.
Yep, they started a fight, and I noticed this last week too. They started a fight, and Eternal just wasn't part of it.
Yeah, they definitely felt the 4v5 there. There is no question. Even though Ornn missed his ultimate, Wally was not in a position where he felt threatened, so he was able to focus on dealing damage. And that's basically all they needed to do. Not a lot of durability without Nasus around either, which is a big problem. Because you don't have anything that can resist that strong Victor damage then. And now we got Wraith in a lot of trouble. There's a lot of CC on him. He does have those lovely little dashes. Nasus actually flashes, which I don't know if I agree with. Ooh. Pointy gets the shutdown. An Eternal coming forward. Little girl, I've got 500 stacks. Look out. Where are Senna's stacks at? 62. So there are people in chat saying that this game is already over, but Phoenix, or 9 Lives, is clawing their way back into it.
Yeah, but I don't know, I felt like this was a team that we said that they needed to win early. I don't know how they win late once, you know, Nasus and Senna come online.
Yeah, Idol taken out. Relax is trying to be very disruptive, but taken out as well. So suddenly maybe they're biting off a little bit more than they can chew here. Victor doesn't really get a good position with his abilities. Here comes Ornn. But they're not going to get there in time. So they're giving up the Baron. Are they going to let Nasus get it because they're not in any danger of losing it? Nope.
Rude.
68 stacks on this Senna. Nasus is sitting at... We can't click him. Come on. There we go. 516. So yeah, I think, as we said, longer the game goes, the better it is for Phoenix. We are getting closer to that 35 minute mark. Got another 10 minutes before we get there. But, I mean, I want to see Eternal in more fights. Because he's the tank right now. No one else is close.
Has he really? I mean, we've seen him in skirmishes, but he hasn't been in a team fight yet. So.
Correct. This is one of those games, like when you have the Darius who doesn't get involved in fights until, you know, it's 6 to 20, and then suddenly Darius shows up and beats a whole 5-man, and suddenly it's like, oh right, that's where all the gold was.
Well, I mean, that is probably what we're going to see happen. He hasn't been teleporting, so they're giving up things like Drakes and whatnot, but his stacks are getting a lot higher because of it. So they're just playing for late, I think. Telling him, you know what, you stay in lane, get this free farm, keep pushing, do what you want to do. And once we're fighting over something we care more about, then we'll tell you to teleport.
And that's helping quite a bit thanks to how dominant Pointy Ball was early. That burst damage is very real. And Alonzi on this Jax has managed to be not necessarily a terror, but at the very least an annoyance. You gotta look out for those big stuns. And as long as both those things are in mind, especially because Libre has been a little bit on the back foot, you have a game tactic that you can stall out and you're okay fighting 4v5 most of the time. But here comes Relex's big ability there. Manages to dispute one, got another one coming in. A big knockup is going to get another, and suddenly the whole team is dead. Alonzi is on the backside, but he's not strong enough either. So that was a 3-for-1. Wally is taken out, which will help slow the push a little bit. Here comes Eternal, but he did ult, so I don't think he wants to go in there. I wonder if that was a misclick, ulting like that.
Nah, he was fighting Victor.
Oh, he was fighting Victor? Okay. So we'll see how much they can get done here. 9 Lives pushing in here. We'll get at least one turret. Dragon up in 37 seconds, so they can maybe think to set up for that. They are going back to buy in the meantime. Big wallet on this Udyr, 1400.
I would like to see Eternal actually teleport and get into a full 5-man team fight over this dragon. I think this is the time that you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Senna now at 76 stacks. There was comment in chat. That's when she really comes online. So we will see how much of a factor she becomes now. It looks like Nasus is going to get involved in this dragon, so this is going to be one of the big moments. And they're already squaring up right away. There's a big pull, captures Idle Lights immediately, and he is gone. So it's a 4v5. in favor of Phoenix. Can they get more? Libre running away. Phoenix already starting on this dragon. I think they might have to give this up.
This is risky for 9 lives. Yeah. I think maybe try and steal it with some weird thing like Victor, but no, that was... I'm glad they didn't engage that.
Nasus 624 now. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, Nasus is dealing 734 physical damage every 3 seconds. He's a scary dog. And just whacking that turret. Can eat this turret alive. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Third of the turret goes down in one hit.
That was so...
Here comes the Ornn ult again, but he's going to die before it even gets there. Ornn goes down. Nice little knock up there, though. Actually, a lot of damage possibility here. Lots of focus on Sync Tower Eternal. It looks like he's going to go down. No, he just heals for a lot instead. Wally is taken out, so there goes a lot of the damage. Relexus trying to take out this Nasus, but it's just not happening. And suddenly, the Nasus is online, boys and girls, and he's here to play. Look at the... There's the Q. Turret's a little more sturdy the further in you get. But the scaling is here.
So question for the chat, for any of our top lane players that are still hanging out in our chat. I haven't played top lane in a long time, but I mean this kind of holds true to champs like Vig as well. How do you beat infinite scaling champs? Like even if you beat them in lane, I felt like Ornn did perfectly fine in lane. Probably could have done better by freezing the lane and stuff like that. But how do you beat them at this point? What do you do? What do you do when they can take 50% of the tower's HP with one ability?
We have peel ADC or win early, kill the champ, and play a champ that wins side lanes. Prevent free farm and win fast.
Okay, so pretty much peel and win very quickly. So I feel like they've already hit the point in the game at 30 minutes where winning quickly is, you know, that came and went 10 minutes ago.
I do like the idea of play a champ that wins side lane. Because, you know, Nasus might be spooky, but you're split pushing or something. Lots of support, shout out support for Vlad into Nasus.
So yeah, obviously a good counter pick champion can always, you know, work for you, but
yeah, I would say that a good CC team could also work wonders against Nasus.
Yeah.
You know, get some.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of times, unless I am playing a huge CC-based team, it's just if you let those games go on, there's so little that it feels like you can do to stop that infinite scaling champ from just taking over a game.
Yeah, I mean it kind of depends, right? It depends on the matchups. It depends on because I mean we've seen big Nasuses lose because they just can't get their Qs off more than once or twice.
True.
You get some good knockups, you get some good bubbles on them, like things like Nami, multiple disables.
Just play champs with a bunch of silences.
I forget, does the Ruined King get stacks when he brainwashes you? No. Yep, it doesn't matter. Here comes another engage. Really trying here, but there's actually a lot of damage going out here. Where is the Nasus? There he is. He's the big boy. There is only one champion left, and it is Ornn, who fails the flash, unfortunately, and this is probably going to be a Phoenix win. Oh, no,
he is
right.
able to he is able to take out Lux with him though, so consolation prize.
The Ruined King, you have to kill the champ first to beat him, right? Yeah. So that doesn't work. Alright, and this should just be game. Eternal can take down these turrets before anyone respawns. And we are going to see a banned Nasus in game 2, I am sure.
I hope. There should have been a banned Nasus in game 1.
I'd like to ban Riot's client. But we do actually manage to get the score screen. Game 2 is generally when the score screen fails out on us. So we can at least look at some damage graphs here. Nasus actually doesn't get that much because he wasn't really involved in the fights until later on. Nice to see the Oriana, because Pointy was obviously delivering with that.
Yeah, Pointy was having a field day with this Victor.
Yeah, definitely a rough pickup there. Sorry, I'm taking a quick note. That was also the first game that the red team won game 1. So that's, at least today. That's a fun fact. Check vision score real quick for us here, because people do like that. 50 for Relexis, 69 for Amaya-chan. Alright, so that was game 1, dominated by a dog with a big club. We will take a quick break, have a few more reactions to that, make the second game, and go into the last game of the night. We will see if we can have a 1-1 or a day of 2 O's. Don't go anywhere.